What's going on? It's Nick, and I'm checking in with y'all. I got the house finished up, and I'm going to give y'all a slight recap of what's going on. So, start from the beginning. I got a house that's in West Baltimore, the 21216 zip code, and the house is almost finished. And I'll let you guys know from the beginning. I picked up the house for 37. I'm all into the house for with appliances and everything for $70,000. So I'm all in for 70 right now. I got a tenant lined up, so that's good. We have the reinspection on Monday, the 30th. But I'll go back throughout the process and let you guys know how it was going. I found my contractor through my mentor. He was a dude. He gave me a very good price on the work. I'll say that the price was very, very good. He did the whole thing for 28 at first, but then we negotiated with him. We got him dropped down to 26. It's a 4-bedroom house, 1,400 square feet on the first 2 floors, and he refurnished the hardwood floors. He sheetrocked the whole entire house, from top to bottom, from the basement to the top, because it was all wood paneling. We we redid the kitchen, put tiles in the kitchen, stainless steel appliances. You guys have seen the house. We hardwired smoke detectors. We moved the furnace. We redid the bathrooms, new tiles and all that stuff, new lighting, new. Basically, we built a brand new house, and he did all that for $26,000. So there's three things you can get. You can get something done fast, you can get something done cheap, and you can get something done good. But you only pick two out of the three. You can get something good and fast, but it's not going to be cheap. You get something fast and good. You can get something cheap and good, it's not going to be fast. So I knew that it wasn't going to be fast because the price was so cheap for everything that was included. And so I got a good price. We started March. We were supposed to finish January 28th. We started the property October 28th. It is April 25th currently, and the house is still not completely done. I just let that sink in. We started October 28th. The original date my contractor told me would be finished is the 28th of January. It's March 25th. So February, March, April. That's an extra 3 months. So we're supposed to be in there for 90 days. We're in there for about 60 days. But along the way, we did have a couple hiccups. If you check out, I'll put the video with the leak at the bottom in the description. We had a little leak problem, and we were able to fix that. We had a problem with a couple windows got busted out. So I'll start at the beginning. The mistakes that I made. I was going to check on the property once or twice a week, and if I called them, I said I didn't see any work got done, I would call them and blah blah with them, play with them. My mentor is the one loaning me the money, but he wanted me. It's his money basically. It's his guy, but it's my job, and he wanted me to play around and not play around, but seriously be the boss over this person. You know what I'm saying? And so my idea was you go check on it a couple days a week. I was going to check on it because that's what you see on the YouTube blogs and stuff. I was going to check on the property once, twice a week, If I didn't see any work got done, I give them a call. Hey man, what's going on? You all over there BSing, man. Like, I need y'all to get to work. Once or twice a week. I don't really know the timelines of how long it takes to get certain things done. So I'm thinking we're making progress on steady. So it's up into the second month where this guy's missing days. He started in October. I went to Mexico with my mentor, and we went on a business retreat in Mexico. And before I left, I told him, hey, my contractor, I ain't gonna put his name out there. Hey, my contractor, I'm about to leave out of town for a couple of days. So if you want this, I was supposed to give him $500 for pulling the permits. So if you want this $500 for pulling the permits, you need to come over here and meet me tonight because I'm not gonna be here tomorrow. And he pulled over there. He got the money. But what he didn't know was I was testing him. I was testing his metal to see what the man was made out of. He knows I'm not going to be there for the next couple of days. I wanted to see if he was going to work. So I had a couple people, go past and check the property to see I had my girl and my brother go past the property to see if anybody was there. Unfortunately, nobody was working. So I got an update. You know, you got Wi-Fi, so the little Wi-Fi text messages through while I was away. Like, yeah, nobody's here today. Nobody's here today. So that let me know this guy is full of it. You know what I'm saying? He had the ability and the time and opportunity to not take advantage of it, and he did. He knew he could take advantage, and he did. So that's his character. That's never going to change. So you know, I'm talking with my mentor. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm dealing with the dude, and he's not coming. I don't really know how to get him to come. You know what I'm saying? And my mentor says, you know, what I want you to do is start including me on the text messages that you guys are having with each other. So we started a group chat. Every time something happened, I would just put it in that group chat, put it in the group chat, put it in the group chat. Because what I figured was, since I wasn't, my mentor was giving him the draw. Since I wasn't the one actually giving him the check, you know, whoever writes the check writes the laws as to who's the boss. You know what I'm saying? So I would fuss at him, yell at him and stuff, but it's a different thing because I think in his mind he knows the money is coming from a mentor. So that's who he's really want to listen to. At the end of the day, you know, I'm fussing, yelling at him, and getting into it with him, threatening him about his money, but it wasn't the same thing. So now we're start texting in the group chat all the time. We're going back and forth, butting heads, a lot of stuff, you know, every week. So when I come back, probably like in January, I start going to the property every single day. It's a pain in the, pain in the behind to go there every day, but this guy, I tested his metal. I saw what he was made out of, saw what the contractor was made out of. And so I knew what I had to do. I had to go over there every single day, no matter what. I was over there every day to see how the progress got done. There wasn't progress, I was on his behind. So we got to a point about his second draw where before his draws get done, that man, he gets the stuff, like he bangs the stuff out if he wants to get the money. So in the second draw, we almost done. We got the whole house sheetrock. Mind you, it's past the date that we were supposed to be finished at this point. We're in like January. He didn't sheetrock the house. It doesn't take a month to sheetrock the house. So we here in January. We playing around. He pussyfooting around. But I'm starting to market the property for. I started marketing the property for January because I didn't want to be in a situation where I got this house with no tenant. So I started marketing the property. So around February, I'm over there and I get to meet my tenant, my prospective tenant. If you've seen other videos that talk about a prospective tenant, this is who I'm talking about. I get her around February, and her mother lives up the street, so she really wanted the property. So she comes past that one day, and I'm telling her, like, you got that vision if you come see it, but she says she wants to come see it. So she comes sees it, and my contractor is there. It's February. I'm like, when are you gonna be done? And he tells me 2 weeks. It's the 14th about February. He says he'll be done in 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago was the 23rd. So 2 weeks prior to the 23rd of February, he tells me he's gonna be done. So he tells me he's gonna be done. So I tell the tenant that, hey, we're gonna be done this date. Let me know. And she's like, oh yeah, I want the house. So we get over. She comes over to the house. We get to sign the RTA. I tell her, you know what? He says he's gonna be done on the 23rd. I'm gonna say the 1st, March 1st. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't believe the guy. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm filling out the RTA, I said, what date do you want me to put down? RTA is a Section 8 form that the tenant has to have you fill out if you deal with a Section 8 tenant in Baltimore City. So I'm filling out the Section 8 form, the RTA. I'm texting him like, what day are you want to be finished? I need a hard date. I don't want to lie to this lady. And he tells me, go ahead and tell her it'll be done the last week of February. So I tell the tenant, okay, March 1st, the house will be done. And March 1st comes along, and the house is not done. At all. At all. I'm believing him. So long story short, we're dragging it out. I'm dragging out with this lady. Oh, just give me a couple weeks. We're in March, and it gets to April, and we're still not done. Give me a couple weeks, give me this. She actually calls me breaking down, because she's been living out of trash bags basically since probably like the middle of March. I tell her, you're supposed to move in on the 1st. We'll go ahead and inspection on the 1st, and then we can move in on the 15th. We can do all this stuff on the 15th. So probably since the 15th she's been living out of trash bags, and I felt real bad because like I'm not doing this. This is my name. This is my reputation. Because she submitted the form to Section 8. Inspector actually came out and failed the house as basically the house isn't not ready. And I actually get into it with the inspector. Like, what do you mean the house won't be ready in 2 days? It won't be ready by next week. The inspector, my contract is telling me that. If I believe what you're saying to me, I'm going to argue on your behalf. So I'm telling the inspector, like, yeah, man, we're going to have this done in a week. I don't know what this man talking about. Just reschedule for a week. He said no. He labeled the unit as under construction. So the unit didn't fail, it was just labeled as not ready. So long story, bada boom, bada bang, we get to like April, beginning of April, and he's still dragging his feet. The man's birthday comes up. I get hit with a hard decision because my mentor called me. He asked me how the house is progressing. He gets this all on a three-way. He really digs into the contractor because the contractor asks for some more money. He's like, man, I'm not giving you another dollar of money until we had the house done. And the contractor's birthday, he wanted a couple dollars to go out of town for his birthday. He's like, we'll be ready for the walkthrough the night before he wanted to go to New York on a Friday. So he'll be ready for the walkthrough on a Thursday. So they fuss, but I call my contractor back after we get into it. Like, look, man, I'm not supposed to. You heard him. He was very adamant I wasn't supposed to give him no money. But I'm like, I understand what the piece of paper says. I'm not supposed to give him no money. But prior back, I remember that the only times he got the work done is when he wanted some money. So I'm like, I got him by his, because he wants some money. He's going to do the work, especially for his birthday. So I said, you know what? If you do it, I'll give you a couple dollars out of my pocket, and I'll just take it out of your money at the end, even though the big dog said not to give him any money. So I do that, and he comes there, and he does most of it. He got a big chunk out of it, because I didn't want to sit there be sitting without a tenant or off a principal, you know what I'm saying? Because I got to pay my mentor back, and he gets money. The contractor's going to get paid as long as he finishes. The only person who would have been out of money is me. So I'm like, no, F that, man. I would give you this couple dollars and you're going to do the work. He did a good amount of work, and I feel like if I didn't give him that couple dollars, we wouldn't be in the position we at now. So long story short, like about last week, he has the house. We had the punch list, the punch out list, and he's just not getting it done, not getting it. Every day I'm calling him, like, hey man, I gave you this couple dollars, man. I wasn't supposed to, and I gave him $670. That's a lot of money for me. And he's like, he's dragging his feet. And you know what I say? Say, all right, man, if you don't come out here and do it, I got another handyman type dude. It's to the point where a handyman could do most of this stuff. I got a handyman. He's very reliable. I'm gonna have him come finish up the punch list and just take it out your money. So you get over here and do it, or you're not gonna get paid this money. And he didn't do it, so I got my handyman. He's finishing up the work. We had the inspection. The inspection went very well. The unit was graded as a good unit, but an average neighborhood. But that's going to help in the rent. We had a lot of amenities. We had ceiling fans, central air. That stuff, they won't tell you how much they'll give you in Section 8, but that stuff helps when they're evaluating how much rent to give you. So I had X, Y, and Z. The inspector, I got a very tough inspector. He's a good dude, but it's his job. He's going to be thorough, and it's actually good for the city for people to be thorough and not let slumlords get over on people. He came out. He gave us a list of 12 things on a 4-unit house. That's not bad. A 4-bedroom house. 4 things that needed to get touched up. A couple of the switches weren't grounded. A couple handles were loose. The issue was we had 3 windows upstairs that wouldn't stay up, and then we had 1 window downstairs that wouldn't stay up. We thought it was just the hardware, but it was the entire window was bad, so we just had to replace. Mind you, we had the inspection last Monday. It's Wednesday right now. We had the inspection Monday, so we had to take out 3 windows upstairs yesterday, and just so we can be ready for the reinspection on Monday. Man, that was a beast, because the windows were sheetrocked in. They weren't standard size windows, so we were scrambling, but we got the windows pretty much in. I'm gonna go check it out tomorrow. We should be ready to go for the inspection on Monday. We inspection on Monday, we get the tenant in. So what I learned from that process was have somebody in the backup. Like if you're trying to do a rehab, maybe you can find a good handyman because it's contractors. Especially talking to my mentor, he does commercial, does tons of single family homes, multi-family homes. The contractors, no matter where they are, it seems like when it gets to that punch list thing, they just don't want to do it. So if you can find maybe a reliable handyman to come and tighten up loose doorknobs and ground switches and paint this, do that, do that. If you can have somebody like that on your team, that's somebody very valuable. And the dude who's on my team, he actually knows the Section 8 inspector. He was able to, talk turkey with him, get him to, calm down a little bit on finding things, maybe I should say, because he knew the stuff was going to get done. So I think he knew it was going to be good. I think that helped getting the good over the average house because the house looks wonderful. All I said about the contractor, the house looks really good. He does great work. He's just slow as molasses. And having the handyman there who the inspector knew, he had confidence in my team and he knew that I would be able to get it done. So I think that helped me get the good because he knew the house was actually had good bones behind it because he knows the people that I'm dealing with. So who's on your team is that's why I paid that lady all that money because she has a killer team and you can't understand the value of something like that. To have somebody who, okay, the contractor is bad. Oh, here's somebody else. The contractor's not going to get it done. Here's somebody else who can actually get it done for you. He's going to do it. He's going to do a good job. And he's going to make sure you pass your inspection. I would have been stuck if I was doing it on my own. So I would say if you build your team out, and your team is more than just your realtor and your contractor, you need handyman unless you're going to be a handyman yourself. You're going to need other people, gardeners, things of that nature. So build your team and the people on your team. Because the HVAC guy that I was using, HVAC guy, he burnt me. He came out and he did the work, but he put the filter in such a bad space. I would have failed the inspection. He would have came and asked for the permits on all that. It would have been a big deal. What he did, and he burnt me. We gave him good money. We paid him on time. But he did something so jank and it's so simple. It's like he's not being professional. So the contractor for the HVAC, he burnt me. He burnt me. You know what I'm saying? If the handyman didn't come in behind him, if my man Gerald didn't come in behind him and catch him, we would have been burnt. And luckily they were able to spot the issue and they were able to fix the issue before our inspection. Otherwise we would have been burnt. They actually came early, a couple days to make sure they could do what they needed to do to fix it. Man, he almost burnt us. Because when they came out to inspect it, we would have been like, oh, looking stupid. So I would say work on your team, and the people on your team have to work together because we had to disconnect outside for the HVAC. It took us like a whole week and a half between them two going back and forth between each other. The contractor, the general contractor, and the HVAC guy, they were butting heads, acting like little children, not having to babysit them. And I would say make sure the people on your team are in good communication with each other. Just because you're on the team don't mean they're communicating. And at the end of the day, it's your job, and you have to take control of your job. If something pops up, it's your money at the end of the day. Like I said, my mentor, they're not getting over on me or anything like that. He was going to get paid though. My contractor, he's going to get paid. I have to make sure that I'm going to get paid too. I can't be here doing all this, stressing out, making sure everybody else gets paid. And that's why sometimes you have to improvise. Like I gave the contractor on good faith, most people would say, don't give them any money until they do the work. I said, hey, you can have this money if you do this for me tonight. Because I knew I had him in a pinch and he needed the money and he was going to do it. So you got to have a feel for the game too. You have to have some street smarts with the business smarts of sticking to contracts and things of that nature. I would say I learned that it's going to take longer than expected. Always plan for a little bit longer. Market a little bit after you plan to get done, so that way I don't have a situation where I'm holding somebody's whole life up. I would say I learned that it's important to have a good team. I would say I learned that you have to stay on your contractors every day. You have to stay on your contractors as much as they require. My contractor required every day. You might have a contractor that requires once or twice, but I would say if you can get a feel for them and realize how much you have to stay on them. And next step. The house is done. The next step is to actually put the tenant in, start collecting some money.